The Washington football team signs Charles Leno to a 3-year, $37.5 million extension. And Tampa signs Vita Vea, a 4-year deal extension worth more than $73 million. Great job. Keep those two guys around. Leno obviously being your stalwart on an offensive line that's been shuffled so many times. It's more shuffled than a deck of cards. And then for Vita Vea, his first year in the league, he didn't look great, but he's improved, and now he's one of your best run defenders and pass defenders. So it's good to keep the two big men around. The Broncos have fired head coach Vic Fangio. They fired him on Sunday. He was notified on Sunday. It was unfortunate. He's going to get another head coaching job, in my opinion. He will get a definite defensive coordinator job wherever he goes, because he's very stout at that defensive coordinator position. As the Vikings, moving on to more fireys, the Vikings had fired head coach Mike Zimmer and general manager Rick Spillman. They were out there welcome. It didn't really work. The defense, when they had veteran players, it worked, but when they had young players in the secondary and on the defensive line, just didn't work. Defense, I was a little concerned. Now Zimmer is gone. Spillman, they haven't drafted well. Plain and simple. It's time to move on. Go in a different direction. 8 years is a long time. They finally got the goodbye, the free to say, and leave us alone. The Bears have fired Matt Nagy along with their general manager Ryan Pace. This happened because Pace traded away all their first rounders when he drafted Mitch Trubisky, and then they traded for the future. Matt Nagy, first year he had Trubisky, they had him on the run and it worked. Then they tried to make him a pocket passer. That was that wasn't a good move at all. It was time for Nagy to move on. It was time for Pace to move on, and time for the Bears to go in a different direction. In a shocking and surprising move, the Dolphins have fired Brian Flores, a guy who beat Belichick twice this year. He, in my mind, will get a head coaching opportunity, and I would be shocked if he didn't. He could be up for the Chicago job and for the Minnesota job, in my opinion. It's rare to see a defensive-minded head coach get fired, and then they bring in another defensive-minded head coach, but it does happen. But I would not be shocked. Watch out for Brian Flores to become a new head coach of a different franchise. The Broncos are requesting permission to speak with offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy, as they did talk. They're also talking to Dan Quinn. It won't be the way they're using it. Normally they use the word interview. They're saying speak. So there is a lot more speaking with Eric Bieniemy than there probably is with Dan Quinn, Dan Quinn's 51 years old, was fired from the Falcons, has kickstarted this Cowboys defense. It looks amazing. The Bears are also requesting an interview with the Bills defensive coordinator, Leslie Frazier, who's been dominant over the last 2 years with this Bills defense. Would not be surprised if Leslie Frazier and Dennis Allen get head coaching opportunities heading into 2022.